let's go.
Hey guys, how you going? We're going to make Nikuman today, manji buns. So I'm just going to make the dough, and you can put any filling inside, but today we're going to make curry type. So down here I've got water, which is a little warmer than body temperature, which is quite important for this particular type of dough. I've got regular bread flour, I've got sugar, some salt, baking powder, yeast, some oil, and this is just a little bit of colouring. You can use any sort of non-flavoured colouring that you like, so I've chosen paprika today because it's a nice red colour. So inside to the water, we can just put everything, all the mix. When you're making any type of bread or anything to do with flour, always put the water first and then put your other ingredients. If you do it the other way around, you'll get pieces of flour that won't mix through the machine. So you can put it all in there like that. It's all instant. And then just add the flour straight in. Now, I don't have a really big mixer, you can see by this small one here. I'm just going to mix this by hand first and then break it into 3 small lots and put it through the machine like that. So you can see the red colour is already coming through, be a nice red colour. The reason I like to put the colour is so you can tell the difference between what's inside. So you can put any colour. I wish I had turmeric today, but I don't. And some of the other ones, I might put some parsley or blend up some spinach or something and put the juice through just to give it a different colour. So you can see it's coming together. You don't have to mix it super well at this stage. As long as all the flour and all the dry parts are incorporated as part of it, it'll be fine because we're going to mix it through the machine anyway. So this is good enough to start mixing. So I recommend breaking it into 3 smaller amounts anyway, because we're going to proof this inside the oven and it's going to be very warm when we work with it. So it's better to have it in smaller amounts because it goes dry very, very quickly in this kind of environment. Going to put regular oil on here. I'm going to run this at speed 2 for about 5 minutes per ball. So after they're done, we'll continue the video at that time. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back. I've just finished mixing these for 5 minutes apiece. I've rolled this once already and then left it for a couple of minutes to relax a bit, so we can really get a smooth top for the proving. We're going to prove these in the oven today to make them warm and soft. You can see I've done the other ones already. Just a little bit of oil, just a touch. Doesn't need to be too much because the oven is quite humid. So put it into a steam heat sort of situation, probably for about, I would say 20 minutes is enough on quite a low fan. Not exactly 0, but just above 0 is fine if you can control it. If you can't control your fan, it's probably better to have some kind of a lid on top to stop it from drying too much or becoming too wet. Keep an eye on your humid settings. Too dry is no good, and too wet is also no good. You has to be just sticky on the top. So for this particular oven, these settings are what I choose. So we will see you in about 20 minutes. Okay guys, so we're back after about 20 minutes. As you can see, these have increased in size quite a lot, which is what we want to do. They're nice and moist on the top, but not too sticky and also not dry. We'll give these a quick spray and we'll cover them. Because they're quite warm right now, they go dry extremely quickly and we don't want them to go dry. We take out one of them, and for these particular buns I make the dough size 80 grams. That's going to be too small. 80 grams. With these guys, just make standard balls and place them into a tray. It doesn't matter if they touch, because we're going to prove them again, they'll expand about double the size. So about this kind of distance apart, it's fine. And we can even stick another one in the center here. So like this is good. And we'll keep going with this and until all of these are done. So I will carry on with that and I will see you back in a few minutes. So I've finished making all the balls and I've arranged them on the tray like this. Give them a very light coating of oil, that's enough. And we'll put them back into the same oven again for about 10 or 15 minutes. Uncovered if you can. So I'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Okay, we're back for the last part of this video now. I'm going to bring out some of the balls and we'll flatten them and actually make the buns. So you can see the contrast in size for ones that have been in for about 10 minutes. So I'll bring these trays out one by one as they sit in the oven nice and warm. So I'll give this again a little bit of oil and wrap it quickly because it's going a little dry. So I've got my mix here. This happens to be pork with a little bit of curry flavour and some cabbage and corn and things like that. You can make any sort of flavour. About this kind of dryness is ideal. If it's too wet, the bun will become really, really thin on the bottom. It won't leak, but it will be really, really thin. If it's a little dry, then you'll get a nice fat, fluffy bun. So that's what we're going with today. I've lightly oiled the bench so it doesn't stick too much. Turn it upside down. Give it a little flat. And just from the center, roll it out a little bit. It does not have to be circular perfectly. It really doesn't matter. Take about this much mix and just place it into the center like that. Pick up the two sides, squeeze it together, and then start pleating it around the edges. And you have one manju. Give it a little squeeze at the top just to make sure that it's actually stuck together. If your buns go dry, as in you didn't wrap them or something like that, you won't be able to seal it very well on the top. So If it's nice and warm and moist, it'll seal quite nicely. Place them into any tray you like, just like that, and freeze them uncovered until they're frozen. Then you can put them into bags loose and they won't stick together. I'll make a couple more so you can see what I did exactly, or you can rewind the video, it's up to you. You don't have to use the rolling pin if you don't have one. It really depends on your confidence level with your own hands. Or if your hands are big enough, you can just make it in your hand without the bench. But this is how I do it. And they work just like that. They're not going to rise anymore, so you can have them fairly close together inside the pan to freeze. But like I said, once they're frozen, stick them into bags and they'll stay like that for quite some time. And when it comes to making them, the next morning or whenever you're going to put them into your steaming device, about 20 minutes on full steam, and they will roughly double in size, and then you can sell them just like that. So, Nikuman.
Nikuman.